was almost too perfect subjects. David didn't start with Christine. He didn't start with the adults. He started with the children, the emotional core of the Brown Empire. And the most strategic target? Truly Brown. She is the linchpin, the youngest, the one whose neglect by Kody was broadcast to millions. The bike riding scene versus her life in Utah reveals everything. David knew that the fastest way to Christine's permanent devotion was through Truly. Insiders claim David bonded with Truly for months before TLC ever filmed a single frame. Before the public even realized they were a couple, Truly was already comfortable, already trusting, already protected. That was checkmate. Once Truly accepted David, Kody lost his last bargaining chip. He could no longer claim that Christine was destroying the family because the family was thriving without him. But David didn't stop there. He aligned himself with Janelle. We've all seen it, the double dates, the family photos, the casual warmth. But look at the psychology behind that move. Janelle was the final thread holding Kody's original dream together, the last remnant of loyalty. By bonding with her, David wasn't just being friendly, he was isolating Kody completely. He showed Janelle, simply through presence, what a real partner looks like for Christine. And in doing that, he subtly pushed Janelle to reevaluate her own history with Kody, the neglect, the broken promises, the emotional starvation. David didn't just marry Christine. He adopted the entire Brown support system Kody ignored for decades. He stepped into the infrastructure Kody abandoned, and he performed the role better. Now, let's expose the fake leak phenomenon. For months, we've heard suspiciously convenient claims from sources that Kody is indifferent to David, that he doesn't care, that he's above it all. But anyone who understands narcissistic psychology knows that Kody is terrified. The real reason we haven't seen a massive confrontation? Simple. Kody knows he cannot win. Kody dominates through chaos, volume, tantrums. David dominates through silence, stability, competence. If Kody yells, David looks like the victim. If Kody ignores him, David looks like the bigger man. If Kody attacks, David becomes a martyr. David Woolley has placed Kody Brown in a permanent no-win scenario. And then, there's the deleted photo. Circulating from a private family account, insiders describe a family dinner where David sits at the head of the table, not demanding it, not asserting dominance, but receiving the seat naturally from the children. That image is the smoking gun. The transfer of power already happened. Kody Brown is now the king in exile, shouting into the dust of Flagstaff. David Woolley is the new king in the north, surrounded by Kody's biological legacy, seated where Kody once ruled. But the takeover isn't just emotional. David didn't only provide comfort. He provided the one thing Kody promised for decades and never delivered: stability. Kody talked endlessly about Coyote Pass, blueprints, infrastructure, a big family home. It was all air, all fantasy. David is a builder. He deals in concrete, permits, foundations, realities Kody never truly understood. The dream Kody sold? David is the one actually building it. When Christine moved in with David, she didn't step into chaos, uncertainty, or another half-finished dream. She walked into a finished home. Walls painted, rooms furnished, a life already built. The contrast is devastating, because the Trojan horse in this story was never romance. It was stability, the very thing Kody Brown dangled like a carrot for decades, but never delivered. David infiltrated the Brown family system by offering the one resource Kody guarded but never mastered: certainty. And that certainty wasn't just emotional, it was financial. Reports indicate David is worth millions. He has an empire, his own. The moment Christine aligned herself with a man who didn't need her paycheck, didn't need TLC, didn't need the sister wives brand for survival, the entire Brown hierarchy collapsed. In the Brown household, leaving Kody used to mean financial ruin. But David removed that fear in one calculated sweep. And here's a question the insiders keep whispering. Did David examine the finances of the show before he got involved? Highly probable. A businessman with a multi-million-dollar construction portfolio doesn't leap without due diligence. He likely knew. What Christine was earning, what her contractual obligations were, how to protect their assets, and exactly how to secure her future. Without Kody's control, this wasn't careless romance. This was a meticulously planned rescue operation. And yet some skeptics say, David's just a simple guy. But watch his interviews. Watch the way he looks when Kody's name comes up. There's a steely resolve in his eyes, a quiet, settled confidence. Not the look of a rival fighting for dominance, but the look of a man who already won. David treats Kody like a buzzing fly, an irritant, not a threat. The demeanor of someone who had a plan from day one. He knew that if he simply stood still, remained decent, remained grounded, Kody would destroy himself trying to match that energy. Now, let's talk about the alliance of the exes. The theory goes that David didn't act alone. The ex-fundamentalist and ex-Mormon network is vast. They talk. They share stories. They warn each other. It's entirely possible that David was briefed long before he ever approached Christine. He may have known about the ring-melting humiliation, about the New Jersey surgery fiasco, about the collapsing intimacy, about the emotional starvation, and David knew this contrast would be televised. He knew millions would see, side by side, the man Christine escaped and the man she ran toward. He didn't expose Kody. He allowed Kody to expose himself. Then there are the deleted timeline markers. Rumors swirl of David appearing in the background of events, photos, or locations far earlier than the official story claims. If true, this changes everything. It would mean Christine had emotional support before she announced the separation. David was already in her world before the spiritual marriage officially ended. She had a safety net before she ever jumped, and who built that net? David Woolley. This reframes Christine's courage in the last seasons, her laughter during Kody's meltdown, her confidence during the breakup, her ability to walk out fearlessly. Was it sudden personal growth? Or was it the strength of a woman who already had a king waiting for her in Utah? If David was quietly in her corner, coaching her, supporting her, validating her, then he wasn't just a boyfriend. He was the silent producer of her liberation, the director of Christine's new narrative. Now, we must confront the endgame. What does David really want? Was it simply love, a quiet life, a fresh start? Or was his true victory the complete dismantling of the Kody Brown myth? Because when David agreed to film the wedding special, he delivered the fatal blow. The wedding wasn't a ceremony. It was a coronation. Kody wasn't invited, and his absence was louder than any meltdown he could have staged. There, at the altar, surrounded by Kody's children, flanked by Kody's former wife, supported by Kody's former best friend, David claimed victory without ever raising his voice. He dethroned Kody on national television. And the nachos? Oh, the nachos were the final act of psychological warfare. Kody publicly shamed Christine for eating them. David publicly ate them with her. That wasn't coincidence. That was a message. I cherish what you discarded. I love what you mocked. I honor what you humiliated. It was a declaration of war wrapped in cheese and chips. As we peel back the layers, the fairy tale version falls apart. The random match story is a myth designed for ratings. The truth is far more compelling. This was a man who saw a woman trapped in a cult-like family system on national television and decided to extract her. He used the show as intelligence, his money as the foundation, his patience as the weapon, his emotional stability as the Trojan horse. He entered quietly. He dismantled the empire from within. And once inside, he liberated everyone Kody held captive. We're only beginning to expose the financial overlaps, the geographical profiling, the project timelines, and the months of silent positioning. Records placed David's construction jobs and Christine's housing searches in the same zones at the same time. So ask yourself, did he smile at her 6 months before the app match? Did they pass each other at a gas station? Was fate actually strategy? Because every clue points to one conclusion, one that changes everything. What you're about to hear is the moment Kody Brown's worst nightmare becomes real, and the moment the audience realizes that David Woolley wasn't just in the right place at the right time. He was 10 steps ahead, studying the bold everything through scarcity, Never enough land, never enough resources, never enough love, never enough peace. Scarcity kept the wives competing for scraps. Scarcity kept Kody in power. Until David arrived. Kody mocked him as just a construction worker. But our deep dive into public records, business filings, and Utah property databases reveals something very different. David Woolley doesn't just work in construction. He owns a thriving company in one of the fastest-growing housing markets in the country. While Kody was drowning in debt over unbuilt fantasies on Coyote Pass, David was out there building entire neighborhoods. Kody talked about structures. David built them. Kody promised Christine a home. David delivered one. This is what we call the financial fortress theory. David didn't just love Christine. He secured her independence. He freed her from TLC's paycheck. He annihilated Kody's last weapon, the threat of poverty. Winning the Suns, the quiet alpha move. Now we move into the most dangerous battleground of all, the boys. Paydon, Garrison, Gabriel. These are the sons Kody could never quite control, but always expected loyalty from. The alpha theory suggests something powerful. The Brown sons were starving for a male figure who didn't demand obedience, but earned it. We analyzed the leaked photos, the barbecue gatherings, the social interactions, the unfiltered body language. Every sign points to not just the wedding. The wedding was the victory lap. The guest list said everything. Janelle, all the kids, everyone Kody had pushed away. It wasn't just a celebration. It was a coronation. The fall of one king and the rise of another. The royal wedding didn't end sister wives. It ended Kody's era and launched the era of Christine and David, the new kingdom. David Woolley didn't just come to marry Christine. He came to conquer the culture of the show. He didn't need a title. He didn't demand authority. He planned the holidays. He hosted the parties. He drove the boat. He became the center of gravity. Meanwhile, Kody is stuck in Flagstaff, isolated. Scenes of driveway chaos with Robin on set, while David films laughter, adventure, and abundance. The contrast is undeniable. Spin-off leverage rumors persist. David and Christine are positioning themselves for a spin-off. Think about it. Kody built the franchise. David could become the star of the next era. He would take Kody's wife, his children, his fans, and finally his job. Business filings hint at cooking shows, travel series, brand deals, all without Kody Brown. The Trojan horse isn't just romantic, it's a full-scale franchise takeover. Gravitas and survival. David is formidable because he's survived true darkness. Having lost a spouse to suicide, he knows life and death in ways Kody never will. Kody's tantrums over COVID rules or holiday texts. Childish. Petty. Irrelevant. David gives nothing but a polite smile and a closed door. The ultimate power move. Kody feeds on drama. David feeds on strategy. The internal mole theory. Could production have helped? Think about it. Sister Wives producers have been battling Kody's erratic behavior for years. A whisper in a mutual friend's ear. A perfectly timed introduction. David, the universe's casting choice, brought in to save the ratings and the girl. And then there's the ring symbolism. Kody melts his ring. David gives Christine a ring visible from space. Every gesture, every public move, is a systematic repair of the neglect Kody caused. The Trojan horse in action. David didn't just give Christine love. He gave her security, joy, adventure, validation. He salvaged the children, secured Janelle's friendship, restored Christine's faith and love. And he left Kody with exactly what he wanted. Monogamy with Robin. David gave everyone what they deserved. Christine got a fairy tale. Kody got a mirror. Robin exposed for years. Robin was the puppet master. She wanted control but needed other wives to exist as foils. David destroyed that ecosystem. Christine is gone, thriving. Robin? Trapped in Flagstaff, with an angry, impotent man. The Trojan horse liberated Christine and imprisoned Robin emotionally. Coyote Pass versus Woolley Estate. Coyote Pass. Barren. Undeveloped. Money pit. David's property. Finished. Landscaped. Ready. Beautiful. The builder versus the talker. Every time the show cuts to David's finished deck, Kody loses the argument. It's a visual checkmate. The united front theory. David fosters a low-stress environment. Christine reconciles with Mary. Janelle attends barbecues. The Brown family unit has transferred completely to Utah. Kody, left with legal papers and a bitter driveway. David didn't just win a wife. He won the holidays, the memories, the family structure. The production factor. The editing tells the story. David, heroic lighting, calm interviews, soft music. Kody, jagged cuts, manic zooms, chaotic energy. Production isn't hiding the truth. They're reinforcing dynasty. David's children integrate with the Browns. It's not just a marriage. It's a merged narrative at face value.